What's up, guys? So I'm giving away a 3/8 Milwaukee ratchet for absolute free, and if you guys stick around to the end of the video, I'll show you exactly how to get entered to win this right here. And it's absolutely free, and there's no gimmicks or nothing like that. I'm literally gonna give this away to one of you guys, so stick around. I'm not telling you guys to find yourself walking up the cold steps of your local tool truck, because these guys are not your friends, all right? These guys are not your friends. They are looking to absolutely screw you every chance they get.
Well, then could we at least pull up here and get some dinner? Because I like to be wined and dined after I've been...
All they're trying to do is slip something into your white sugar-free Monster Energy and take sweet advantage of you. Now, some tools you might even acquire for free. Think of your friends, if you have friends, I don't know. Maybe your friends will give you some tools. If you're even feeling risky, you can get on the old Facebook Marketplace and meet some guy from Indiana or something like that. Maybe he'll take you in his van. I don't know, so.
We have a ton of candy and we're gonna try and see if we can abduct kids without getting arrested.
All right, so we're gonna start with a list of tools that I recommend to get you going on some simple projects. Some of these simple projects might entail you changing your oil. It could be you doing suspension work, you doing oil changes, I think I might have already said that, or you just changing out the brakes on your car, all right? So these tools right here are gonna get you started doing the little projects where everybody starts, right? Okay? So number 1, actually number 5. So the rolling floor jack is, to me, like killing 2 stones with 1 bird.
Killing 2 stones with 1 bird. That's true, I think.
Or something like that, I don't know. If you don't have access to a hoist, a floor jack is probably one of the main things that you're gonna be using most of the time. And let me tell you what freaking hoist is about the coolest thing you could ever own. You'll have so many friends when you have a hoist.
Will you be my friend?
It's like owning a trailer and a truck. Let me tell you what, it's crazy. I've made so many friends since I've had a hoist, so I don't know if you want that. So when it comes to a floor jack, a 3-ton is just about all you need, unless you own a diesel. And if you do own a diesel, get off my video, all right? Come on. Jimmy, how much does a 3-ton floor jack lift?
Oh, it's all right, yeah, hold on 1 second. Yeah, I know exactly what it is. It's 6,000 pounds, sir, yeah.
6,000 pounds, all right? That'll pick up just about anything you need it to pick up. Most full-size trucks right now barely weigh 6,000 pounds. Am I right? I think the
5,400, I think.
yeah, I think like full size is like a diesel might weigh a little bit more. Yeah, so diesel boys, sorry, buy a bigger jack. I don't know what to tell you, okay? All right, so there are a variety of jacks that you can get, and we're still talking about floor jacks here. Don't let your mind wander off to anything else, all right? We're talking about floor jacks. You have cool looking slammed ones that are like made for lower cars and cool guy cars, okay? And really depending on how low your car is, you still might need cool 2x4 wood chunks to drive the car up on, and then you can get the lower jack under it. I've had the problem before, so just want to let you guys know. Or you have the standard 3-ton floor jack, and that is for boring people. And when I say boring people, you can find those boring people walking out of Walmart to their Chevy Cruze. You can use a standard jack on a Chevy Cruze. I've done it before because my wife, she owns a Chevy Cruze. She owns a Chevy Cruze. She owns a Chevy Cruze. And you have these huge, beefy boy, Badland floor jacks that have these bogger tires on them. And I don't know what would be a good purpose to use these things for, because side by sides. That's what Greg said. He said side-by-sides, you can use those on side-by-sides. I honestly think it was a Harbor Freight marketing scheme for them to start making these, but that's just my little conspiracy, so. But they do look sweet. They do look very cool, and I would buy one, but they are a whopping $350.
I said doll hairs.
Okay, so you take your pick on which floor jack that you think would best suit you. So you might come across some deals on these on Marketplace. I don't know if I would necessarily go after those deals, because sometimes these jacks, the seals go bad in them and they don't hold weight under pressure. So if that's something that you really want to do, make sure you take that floor jack before you buy it. Try to jack your car up and make sure that it holds pressure. And always, 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 always use jack stands, dude. Always use jack stands, because if you are under that car, working under it, and you just have that car held up by a rolling floor jack, those seals could go bad at any given time, and you will die, all right? I promise you. So always use jack stands. It's cheap insurance, and I think they're like 50 bucks maybe at Harbor Freight. So look into it. You know what, don't even look into it, just do it.
They don't explode anymore. They found the problem.
And they don't explode anymore. They fixed that problem. Number 4. Now you ain't gonna get yourself anywhere if you don't have a set of sockets. And thanks to Sir J.J. Richardson of 1863, who patented the design for the ratcheting wrench. He basically designed the closest ratcheting wrench that we have today in modern tools. It looks just like a full swivel ratcheting wrench. But thanks to J.J. Richardson, you can go find yourself logging into Facebook Marketplace and get your stinky little hands on a set of secondhand sockets. I recommend you driving down to your local Harbor Freight instead of getting on Facebook Marketplace, because you never know who you're gonna run into, all right? And when you get there, I suggest you walk inside the door like a normal person. And then you buy a set of the black ones. They're black because they're impacts, the deep well sockets, 1/2 inch. Buy those, because you're gonna need them for taking off wheels, or if you call them rims, you could take off your rims. And sometimes you can fit those into the brake calibers to get the brake caliber off and stuff like that. So they're very helpful to have. Another set of sockets that I think you should buy is this one right here. It's the Quinn socket set, and it comes with a 3/8, a 1/2 inch, and a 1/4 inch driver, all wrapped up into one. It's $60 or something like that. You can see it on the screen. And this will get you started on just about any project. By the way, if you go to Marketplace, it probably won't have a 10 mils, and you're gonna need that one. And then you're gonna buy a brand new one. It's gonna have a 10 mil, and then you're gonna go outside for like a 1/2 hour, and then it's gonna be gone, and you're gonna be like, what the fuck happened to the 10 mil? And it's gonna be like, it's gonna be on like a plane ride to Thailand or something like that, and you're gonna find it on Facebook later that week, and it's gonna be like on the beach and everything, and you're gonna be like, how did it get there? And I'm like, I don't know. And you know, all your friends are gonna be like, how did it get there? And I'm like, I don't know how it got there, but it got there. So just be careful. Yeah, it's happened to me a couple of times. So number 3. In your lifetime, you will probably break about 69 of these things, all right? I don't know why I said 69, but it's my favorite number. And by the way, Harbor Freight has a great, I'm pretty sure they have a great exchange policy on breaker bars. So,
I haven't tested it yet. So
you can, I believe, go in there, break one in front of them, and return it to them, and they will just have to give you another one. It's like the Harbor Freight ferries. I'm pretty sure they have to. It's your wishes, their command. So having a breaker bar will get you out of so many binds. So I told you guys I had a little secret about the floor jacks, all right? The floor jack, okay? So on the floor jack, you can take the rod off the top of it, slip it onto a breaker bar, and you can have way more leverage, way more. And that's actually how I got this wheel hub off of my Mark 7 wagon, because it was so tight and it was like rusted on, rotted on. And I just took my breaker bar, slipped that rod over it, and I was able to break it easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So I highly recommend that you guys have a breaker bar. They're not super expensive. You can literally go to Harbor Freight and buy one for like probably 15 bucks. Number 2. That's 4. Number 2. So I'm currently working on 34.5 broken sensor plugs. And what sensor plugs are is if you're working on cars, you're gonna run into these a lot. Anything to do with like a MAF, the mass airflow sensor, you're always gonna have a little sensor plug, or sometimes a lot of brake components have a plug on them, and O2 sensors. And when you are working on these things, your first instinct is just grab a screwdriver and get it in there and pick it apart. But what you don't want to do is exactly what I said, because you will break them very easy. Grab yourself a pick set and a trim tool set, and you're gonna save a ton of money, because these sensors are expensive, all right? So what you can do with these little picks is you can get in there real easy. Some of them have curves on them, some of them have little hooks, and some of them are just straight. So you can get in there really easy with these pick tools, pick up your little lever that you gotta pull, and you can pull that sensor out real nice and easy, and you won't break it. Some of those sensor deals are expensive, depending on your make and model, and they can just be a real pain in the butt to change out. You gotta mess with wiring and stuff like that. Nobody wants to mess with wiring because that sucks. Yeah, and it's never the same. Sometimes it doesn't work after you change it out. You're like, well, I just spent 2 hours rewiring that, and now I'm just gonna like maybe just burn the car at that point. I don't know. That's probably your best bet. Just turn it into insurance, tell them that it caught on fire, and then yeah, that's probably my best information I can give you for something like that. So go to your Harbor Freight or your local tool store and pick up a pick set and a trim set. The trim set will be like a plastic set of tools, and you can use that to like get interior door panels off, and your pick set's gonna be metal, and these are both going to be extremely cheap. I'm talking like $5-6 bucks for a whole set. And sometimes Harbor Freight will even give them to you for free. And it's not like you're not gonna take them. Of course you're gonna take them. You need them. Are you really gonna tell me that you're gonna pull up in your 91 Prelude and ask the O'Reilly's guy, hey, would you mind scanning my car for me? I don't know what's going on with it. You're not gonna do that because you're a car guy. So you're gonna have your own OBD2 sensor reader thingy, bababber. And I don't even have one here because I drive a Volkswagen, and all Volkswagens are supposed to have check engine lights anyway, so I don't even own one. But you should have one because you probably don't drive a Volkswagen, all right? There are all kinds of scanners that you can buy for your car. There are expensive ones, just like anything, and there are cheap ones. And you want to put yourself right in between, like say you got expensive ones over here and like really cheap ones over here. Put yourself like right here-ish. Like I'm thinking like $60 is a pretty decent little scanner that's gonna get you by. And basically what a scanner does is it's not gonna tell you exactly what you're looking for, but it's gonna give you a fairly good idea and point you in the right direction to where you should look for the specific problem that you're trying to troubleshoot. But that being said, I've had cars that I could not figure out with a scanner, and you will probably also have one too. And when that happens, you just list it on Marketplace and you say MAF sensor needed. And then people are gonna be like, oh, it just needs a MAF sensor. And they're like, I'll buy it. Yeah, no, I'll buy it. And then you sell it to them, and then they can't figure it out. And then 2 weeks later, they're like, you just see it on Facebook Marketplace again. It's like MAF sensor needed. And then some other idiot is like, oh yeah, I'll buy that, yeah. So what you've all been waiting for is, how do I win a really freaking cool Milwaukee 3/8 ratchet? Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. All you have to do is subscribe, dude. That's it. That's all you have to do. I promise. I'm gonna take my list of subscribers that I have, put it into a pool or a hat, and just draw a name. And then that guy's gonna win a cool ratchet. So just comment down below what you guys would like to see next, and we'll see you on the flip side.